This is an Off the Tongue podcast. Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
Dude, what's up? Welcome to Skate Mansfield. It's a podcast, and we do have a podcast. It exists.
I guess we're recording now. Are we going live? Is this it?
No, we're not live.
Okay. Well, it sounded like we were starting that.
I know. I'm just hitting buttons. I just like hitting buttons. Steve Perry. I'm BJ Price.
I'm Adam McElroy.
And we have a special guest today.
Special.
A fellow old sweaty man.
Special.
I'm here.
Justin Judd Esterline is here. Let's go.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Go.
Can we just totally like take Chris Roberts' thing and just be like special,
Yeah.
and then just wait another 15 seconds and say special? Shout out Chris Roberts. See Rob.
Love me some 9 Club stuff, man, dude.
That's who we're aspiring to be.
That's 100%. I don't think we'll ever get there, but
well, yeah,
because
it's always good to aspire for something. I'm just saying,
it's true.
Gotta go for it.
Well, thank you for coming, man.
Absolutely.
We just saw you about a half hour ago and said, "Hey, do you mind if we put a couple more cameras in your face?"
Yeah,
and
that's
said,
good.
Yeah, that's great.
It's fine. I'm down. I'm down. Love
button?
the show. Long-time follower.
Thank you.
I think I put the right. Oh, here's the button. I have the button.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Where's my
Skate Park.
Well, I got other buttons too. See, look at this.
This is a serious message to everybody watching my update right now.
Do either of you know what that's from?
It sounds so familiar. It almost sounded like Robin Williams.
It is Ringo Starr.
Okay.
He did this whole specific message. He did this serious message, and he's like, after the 20th, I know the whole thing. After the 20th of October, do not send me anything to sign. No objects to be signed. Peace and love. Peace and love. That's what he's wild, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Sounds good.
You love me?
So where were we, Adam? What did we do today?
I mean, we were
did
just
stuff.
doing some things and stuff and people and things, and we were at the Shelby skate park, and we did. I've been calling it like a check ceremony. I think somebody said that a long time ago, but
I think they originally, like Arsler said it when they sent it to me,
Okay.
and I just ran with it.
yeah,
I didn't know what else to
I
do.
know. I think there other maybe even you said like donation ceremony, whatever. But it was basically a big gathering of quite a few people. A lot of people showed up.
All the people. It was the biggest crowd ever.
Yeah, it was about 700 people.
7 million.
But yeah, a lot of people showed up, and we did like a formal kind of check ceremony with ArcelorMittal and all the people from there. I know News Journal showed up, Richland Source, WMFD.
Shout outs.
Shout outs to all of them. And yeah, we just did a nice, like, official, formal kind of check ceremony. Justin was there. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. I was pumped.
I was glad that somebody gets the wild thing was it's like, hey, that they said, hey, we need to do it on a weekday.
Yeah.
And we need to do it around
During
this time.
business hours. Yeah. And it's like,
and we're like, oh yeah, sure. But then we start putting it out there, and everybody's like, what are you doing?
like we have to work, and it's like, bro, like
Work, school.
I
it makes
totally
it tough.
understand, but like you also have to look at it from our perspective that these people just gave us $50,000. So guess what I did? I called off work today.
Yeah.
And I mean, I put PTO in, like it wasn't like a call off, but like, yeah, like
You're just cough. You're all right. Just I'm still not feeling good.
I'm sick of not having $50,000.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
yeah. So like they gave us a date and time, and we said yes. So
Please and thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, shout out to my job because I was like, hey man, this is coming up, and I don't know when it is, but they gave us a lot of money, and I have to do it.
Yep.
He's like, yep, just let me know.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Both of us have been so blessed with both of our jobs. Are
Yeah.
just like, yeah, dude, that's great.
Yeah.
Keep doing things and
Yeah.
stuff and make that happen. So that's really cool to be able to do things
with like the Richland Source podcast that we did. I messaged my boss the night before, and I was like, hey man, we got a big opportunity to be on this podcast tomorrow, and like I can work like half a day, but I don't know what's happening, and like we got to be there at 9 and like all this or whatever. And he's like, yeah man, I'll see you at noon. I'm like,
Oh, that's
sweet.
awesome.
Like,
And yeah, always shouts outs to the ArcelorMittal for everything that they're doing.
I
Obviously,
mean,
giving us the money and supporting us. But it was cool to be like, I told them, I was with them for when we were gonna go tell Louis Beach's like widow,
Family, yeah.
basically his whole family. We were gonna go tell them, and they in the car, Rick, who's the plant manager, he's like, "How do you not have the money for Lexington yet? Like, did they not listen to the podcast or this, that, and the other?" I'm like, "You listened?" He's like, "Yeah, we all listened to it. It was awesome. You did a good job." And I'm like, "Dang, that's awesome.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Like these people are genuinely
They are fully
invested.
invested. Yeah. And like, yeah, to that point, they didn't, and we've been telling everybody this too, like, they didn't give us $50,000 and say, go take care of it, which they fully can, and that would be great. But they're like, here's this money. What else can we do? And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much.
Even walking away today, they're like, tell us what the other projects you have are. We really want to continue being involved. So
They've been great.
yeah, so we'll be able to hopefully present to that. Once we get this done, we'll be like, hey, here's what we're trying to do next. And nobody has stepped up to this yet. Are you interested? And I think they might at least listen or hopefully put us on someone else's radar that will maybe in that area. Dude, my camera.
Well, I mean, genuinely, when
you
they
guys gotta
started,
look at this face.
You're
It froze
frozen, bro.
again. It
You're
froze
frozen.
again.
That's a beautiful face, though.
Dude, this camera's killing me.
But
today.
while BJ's doing that, what did you think today, Justin? How did it go, and what was your impression?
Man.
It was all off the cuff, by the way. Nobody had anything planned. We didn't
you
know
definitely
what we
could
were
tell
doing.
that. You could definitely could tell that, but it was. I mean,
Well, don't say that.
I mean, just the sense of like you could see that we were all getting together, and it was one of those things. It was planned, but there was like, hey, we're just gonna. Whereas we're going with this, but what I thought was really great was, especially with ArcelorMittal, is just how real they were legitimately genuine. Like going off what you were saying, like you could tell as they talked, it wasn't just about like, hey guys, look what ArcelorMittal has done for you guys. Like this is what it's about. It was about the family. Right, it was about skating. It was about the town. It was about
kids,
the kids. It was about everybody else being a part of that. And I mean, I was genuinely like, wow, like they didn't do this just like, hey guys, we did this. This is going to up our sales. They did this because it was for the community and it's what mattered. Yeah. And I think they see that genuinely, though. Like I've said from the beginning, the community of skating is changing right now, and you guys have been a huge player in the change of the community right now. And so they can see your genuineness too. And I mean, maybe that means something coming from me, maybe it doesn't, but looking at you guys and looking at what they said, I thought it was a great thing. And I love what they're doing. Like you said, it would have been nice if it was not on a weekday when kids weren't in school and you could have, had not people not at work. But again, the people that showed up for that needed to be there. They've had the articles will get out, and it'll be good. I mean, the amount of support that, like, even me when I posted on my Facebook, I don't have a ton of skater friends in that realm. I mean, everyone I do is all your guys' friends too, right? We're all in the same in that area. Sure. But like on the outside of that, all these other adults and people that are involved, like, hey, what can we do? I love what's going on in your guys' community. Like skating's changing, or like I'll have old school skaters contact me and go, this is going on. I'm like, yes, this is going on. And it's amazing. So I thought it was great.
That's the crazy thing too, is like, we've talked about it before, like before all of this started, I mean, we knew 5 to 10 people around here that skated.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was literally thinking this morning, like, I wonder how many kids and adults have picked up a skateboard for the first time in the last like year and a half. I'm very curious about that. Because there's a lot around here. Like, I'm talking to this woman, like, she's in her mid-40s, and she's like, you guys got my son into skating, and now I want to go skate so that I can skate with him and learn. And I'm like,
love it.
This is amazing. Like, that's exactly what it's about. But not that it would have never happened before, like in the early 2000s or whatever, but that wasn't like a realistic thing back then.
It wasn't.
No. But everything, to your point, has changed, and it's not that we changed the culture by any means. The culture was just naturally changing since then. But I think it's been cool to bring awareness of that change of the culture to people that aren't familiar with it.
Right. I think COVID had a lot to do with it. I mean, let's be honest with you. I mean, if there was anything positive that came out of COVID, it was the fact that, hey, you can skate by yourself in a parking lot and you're meeting the 6 foot distance rule, and you can do that on your own, and it's all self-sufficient in that way. But then when everything opened back up, everybody was like, let's go. Like
Yeah.
we can now skate. We can go to the parks. Now we're talking to more people. We're having these discussions like, oh, you skate, I skate, let's skate, right? And it's the community is like, it's just so much more positive because I think we knew what it was like being alone for so long. I think it's like now we have people that we can do this with. Like I found it, you found it, let's go do this, right? And all of us old guys are like, this is amazing. I just want to help this younger generation keep rolling. I mean, that's the reality. So
for sure. And it's been great that we've had the momentum we've had and been able to make the connections that we've had. And there's just like a lot of it I attribute to the like Connected Mid Ohio group, the business connections things. I've just shown up and just said, here's who we are. And here's what we're on the chamber.
Yeah.
Just showing up and being like, this is who we are. And this is what we're trying to do.
I wish I remembered her name. Do you remember the lady that gave us the chamber membership?
Oh, I don't remember.
I forget her name, and I wish I could shout her out, but it's not somebody that either of us knew.
Nope.
And I believe the way it works is she's a higher tier. What company did she work for? Spherion, maybe?
Oh, it may have been.
So she's one of the higher ups in Spherion. I don't remember exactly. But she just straight up gifted us a year membership to the Richland Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And said, you guys are part of the chamber now. And it's like, what?
We get in at a base level, which means some of the things we had to do, we had to like pay to have a booth at a thing.
Yeah.
But it was so beneficial.
Yeah.
Like the event we did at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
It was so gosh darn beneficial to everything that we're doing. So and
that came from somebody that, from my understanding, neither of us have ever even talked to.
but heard my Leadership Unlimited speech.
Oh, was she there?
I don't remember if she was there or
in that kind of group.
Yes.
Kind of.
So I had a chance last year to speak to Leadership Unlimited, and we did it at Crossroads, and I got to be up there with the mic and everything, and
amazing.
And it really opened up a lot of things. But just going places and talking, just saying, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to fix skate parks, get kids skateboards who can afford them and start after school programming. And then it's just like after these events, people just come up to us and they're like, hey, we like what you're doing. Here's some things that I suggest. Talk to this person and this person and this person. And we just do.
Dude, I'm so pumped too, because like obviously the long-term goal is the after school programs.
Sure.
But like just with how everything's going, like, I mean, we've officially been a nonprofit for just a year as of a couple weeks ago. Like, it's just been a year. And with the way things are going, like, that's a very realistic thing to where we can have skate teams in the next couple years. And most districts seem to be on board with it. And it's it's like this has never been done in the country.
Right.
Like, and that's the long-term goal. And we have other things to take care of before that. But like, it's every day it's becoming more and more realistic, like a realistic possibility. And it's like crazy. Like I just can't fathom that us two are the ones like driving this. It's like, dude, what is going on?
It's
like, awesome.
It's just crazy. We even talked about it at the thing today at Shelby, where we just said, well, we started a podcast and then we're like, well, we should be doing something in the community if we're doing this. And that led to me just showing up at the Lexington meeting.
Well, it was interesting too. And I was going to try to interject, but there just wasn't a point, a moment to, but was it Tom, the tall gentleman?
That's
in the
Tom. Yeah.
He was talking about how he used to skate and he used to be in like church parking lots and like all this. And I wanted to be like, that's how this started. Is BJ took a group of kids
that's right.
to the church parking lots and brought rails and ramps and showed them how to build a little box rail type thing. And that's how all of this literally started, was a church parking lot. So for him to say that, I was like, man.
I'm glad you made that association. Next time I talk to him, I'll say that. I'd be like, I didn't even put two and two together.
But it just, things were moving and I didn't want to be rude, obviously. And but I was like, that's such a crazy coincidence that he just happened to bring that up. And that is quite literally because of the podcast. You said, well, let's try to get some kids together and do this and that and whatever. And it started in a church parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
It was, so Jesse Ryder was overseeing they were doing these Wednesday night, I forget what they called them. now, but they were like these different groups. They had like a cooking group and a video game group and all these different groups. And I had just called him. I just felt led to call him. I'm just like, look, man, I need to do something with skateboarding. I don't even know where to start. And he's like, hey, we have these things on Wednesday nights. You can come do a skateboarding one. I'll put it out there and see if anybody bites. I'm like, please do. I don't know what else to do. This is kind of what I'm thinking, so let's try it. And we had people sign up for it.
I'm pretty sure Gunner was the first one in the group.
Gunner was like the first one in the group.
The actual first person in any type of Skate Mansfield group.
Trying to remember everybody who was in it. I think Colton was there too.
Zane.
Colton Zahner was there. I don't think Zane couldn't come to all of them because of soccer, but I think he showed up to a couple of them. There was a couple other kids, but Gunner right away, I knew. I'm like, he's got the bug. He's going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, this is where he's at. He was just grinding.
Right.
For sure.
Can I throw something on Gunner real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Gunner, so I met him for the first time. I was at Lucas Middle School, and I was teaching there safe relationships and going through there what I was doing. And all of a sudden, I was like, I always tell the kids, about who I am a little bit, so they kind of have an idea who I am. Like, who's this old dude in here talking, right? And I said, like, I skate, and he was like, oh, you skate really? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you kick flip? And I'm like, yeah, I can kick flip. And so I really didn't even know who he was
I
yet.
love Gunner. He's like, oh, yeah, you really skate?
Right.
Oh, yeah?
Well, then I kind of got
I'm
back
12,
at him.
but oh, yeah?
Exactly.
Like, I love it. I love that energy. I love it.
He's wearing some half cabs, and I look at him, and I'm like, so do you actually skate in those, or do you just wear those? He's like, no, I actually skate. And the first time I showed up out to the church to skate with you guys, I just remember rolling out there, and all of a sudden he goes, Mr. Esterline, you do skate. I'm like, I wasn't lying to you, dog. Like,
I think they're used to people just trying to
be cool.
I'm
just going to try to be cool.
Friends.
Dude, that's the last thing I am the furthest from cool that there ever was. Like, I'm perfectly okay with that. As I get older,
the right podcast.
I find myself becoming less and less cool and fine with it. Like, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
I used to have a joke that we would say CKO, which is cool kids only, because we are clearly not the cool kids.
So we got to, everybody kind of knows that we've done it on the podcast before, but we got to do the story of how we got to get the Shelby Park done. But today was about being able they had a big check that, that we could hold up and be like, hey, yeah, this is the partnership and all that. So we were able to do that. And we were able to show the renderings of what we're trying to do. So let me bring those up real quick, see if I can get a good view of these right here. Let's go big and then hit
a button.
That button? Nope.
Boom.
Nope.
That looks right. Oh, okay.
Right.
I see.
Okay, so what we have here are the renderings that we're doing. We got two renderings from Field 9 Architecture. Matthias is the one that helped us with this over there.
Right there in downtown Mansfield.
Downtown Mansfield, they gifted their work to be able to come and do this, and it worked with us to make it look like we're like, okay, this is going to be this is pretty accurate to what it's going to be like. It could be a little different as we start to pour the concrete and stuff. So let's see. Okay, you can kind of see on your screen. You'll be able to see. There's my cursor here. So it starts up here. We're repouring this whole pad here.
That's where the water fountain is, right where his cursor
Correct.
is, right?
Right here is where the water fountain was. That'll be taken out, and this is all going to be poured new concrete, right? We're getting some 12-inch high, 12 to 14-inch high, because these right here, there's a couple banks coming up here, so you can come up to these ledges, and I'm trying to source some granite. I'd love to have granite top ledges at the top here, because they're going to be 16 inches wide, 8 foot long, and about 12 to 14 inches high.
Random thought, and I don't know if we should necessarily dive into this right now, but it just made me think, should these ledges, should they be different heights?
No. I want it
to be even and make it look good.
Wrong one. I hit the wrong thing.
That's what it looks like currently.
Yeah, here you go. Here's let me get over to there, and yeah, so there's what we're looking at currently. So that water fountain's going to be gone, and then all this is going to be concrete all the way to the parking lot. We're sourcing people who are going to come reseal the parking lot for us and stripe it. And there's my truck. Hi, truck. But yeah, coming up here, there's going to be banks to here coming all the way down. Nice mellow bank, so you can set your feet to be able to get on ledges that are going to be here. But then on the same on this other side, bank, and then there'll be ledge. So that's kind of the idea here, is to be able to do that. But let me go back if I can. Can I do that? Yep.
Is it just me, or is it crazy how it seems like this here is longer than what it actually is over there on the, which I know it's just a rendering, but it feels like it's so much longer. Like there's actually that much room.
There for all of this, there is. I measured it off, so this
entrance?
is
just the entrance side.
So
It looks so
I
much
think
longer.
the entrance just looks like that
This-
because of the water fountain being in the way, and then there's that one part of the top that is still solid concrete.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
behind it's all kind of janky right now.
Right.
So I think that's what makes it look less long
Right.
than
So
it actually
are they
is.
re-pouring the entire thing?
Everything except
Breaking every bit of it
So
up?
right where there's a little bit of good concrete, which is like the curb, basically.
Right.
That's
Okay.
right there.
Yeah.
From right behind that all the way to the parking lot is going to be new concrete.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's rough. That
So
is
the
really
idea,
rough
and
there.
also the other idea is like this quarter pipe is going to be a 2-foot quarter pipe, a super mellow one. So you could roll up. This is mellow enough that you could 3-push, roll up here, get to the quarter pipe, do some tricks, and come back, hit the ledge, and
Nice.
come in or whatever. But the idea is to have it kind of smaller and in the middle so that you could do run up as well. You could run up on both sides. Was kind of the idea, is to have this in the middle, be able to run up here. So people who are regular could, board slide. People who are goofy could board slide in, hit these, all that. So that's the idea. Is to, our whole vision was to, I froze again. Sorry. It was to be able to skate in and skate out.
You know what I love about these while you're fixing that? Something I just never really noticed before is they even put the shadows into the renderings.
They
That's
did.
pretty epic. I didn't
was
even
working
see
on
that
those.
until just now. But yeah, so we have those ledges going in, and then the 2 rails also going in. Those are going to be the rails from the outside of the park.
Right. Now, how
right
tall
now.
are those going to be? Do we know?
The rails
About-
are going to be low.
Yeah, they're going to
Good.
be.
All
They're
right.
going to be low coming in.
We're
Okay.
basically going to probably, I don't know if we're going to pull those rails out or just kind of cut them where they're at and then cement them down further. Because right now, I mean, I don't even know how tall they are. They're probably
They're
2
really
foot tall
They're
or something.
Yeah.
way tall right now.
They're
So
way tall.
even if we just cut where the
It's
cement
above my
is,
waist, I'm
we're-
pretty sure.
There's enough there that we can cut
And then just
re-pour, and be
re-
fine.
Yeah.
That's the
Gotcha.
idea.
Nice. I was
So it's-
wondering how tall those would be.
They're
Not
these are
super tall.
he's got them pretty tall, but he didn't know. But
No, I get you.
They're going to be short to be able to hit this like gap here, because this is going to be, if I can zoom in right here. So the ledges are actually going to come in about 6 inches here, so you can come up here and come up on top and grind. Or if somebody's good enough to back nose blunt or something,
Sure.
you could come up and do that, because there'll be 6 inches on here. So then that leaves you leeway for your roll up to gap and hit about in here. You can aim for about in here and still be fine.
Nice.
Is the idea. So as it comes in, there's going to be a gap here and on this side, so that you could board slide in, and then you could roll over to the bank. So this is a bank with a hip. And obviously these are the best renderings they can give us, but these are the ramps that are coming from American Ramp Company. So it's a hip here, so you could roll in, come up, and come. This will be straight on to the pyramid that's existing, and then it'll come over, same height and everything on the other side, quarter pipe. He made it a little mellower, but again, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
This is kind
is-
of just to give you a visual
this
idea.
is 97.5% accurate.
Right. So then you
Is
could
that similar to what Barberton is?
yes.
Like they're like the Barberton
They're
ones.
those ramps. That's
okay.
American Ramp
I got
Company.
you then. Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
also in Barberton, we're having one of those skateboard features in the
Nice.
back here.
Nice.
So, and the idea is this is the current bench that's already there, that's got the rail on it. We're keeping
Yeah.
that, insetting it in the grass a little bit so you could still hit that.
And we're redoing the wood on it.
Yes, we're going to redo all that.
Fantastic.
And then these will be up enough that you could hit this and roll behind. Like you could push all the way around the park behind it. So the idea as well is to, with a lot of people like to gap and go this way. So instead of having the shotgun rail being right here, we're going to move it over here, and then we're going to have another rail over here. These aren't exact renderings of what rails we're going to have, but we're going to have those there. So there's still enough out of the way so you could roll in and go this way and hit this, and you could roll in this way and go this way, and you'll be good. More concrete obstacles. This is going to be a manual pad. It's going to be kind of pretty darn close to the one that's at Liberty.
Nice.
Where Gage is helping us out with this, and he's hopefully getting the specs that we need to make it just like that, and hopefully make it work just like that one. And on this side, we wanted to do a ledge, another kind of low ledge with a drop off, but for kids, so that we'll do a little bank on the one side so they can roll up and drop off. And
Nice.
start to learn that, and people could roll
Or even
up and
air off the
air off
side
the
or
side
whatever.
and do things like that. So that's another one we're going to pour. The other bench that's there, we're gonna put it back in the yard somewhere so that people can sit, and it's just going to be kind of off of here. But we can always put it back if we wanted to. The existing little quarter pipe, we're going to move over here so that it's still there, because we've had some locals be like, "Hey, I still kind of like that quarter pipe." It's like, we're going to keep it. It's okay.
Yeah.
The steepest drop-in quarter pipe ever.
Of all time.
I mean, it's been like
Of all
that though
time.
since I was 12. But if you learn how to
Since
drop in on that,
1998, right?
dog,
Yep.
you can drop in on anything.
So then, that's the same one. I'm an idiot. Stand by.
No
Read
comment.
This one. And okay, so here's the other view. So I talked a little bit about all these other features. So the other one is we're gonna make a giant slappy curb over here.
45-foot minimum. Potentially long.
Potentially way longer. But the other thing we talked about today is down here in this corner, what we want to do, we're going to put a 6x6, basically a big wedge. I don't know if I can see it better here. No, you can't. Okay, so sorry, I keep hitting the wrong one. Back here, so that you can hit this really long slappy curb that's probably going to come to here now. But then come off of that, come up the big wedge, and then come back to it, or drop into the wedge to hit the slappy curb. So that this could be a feature. And also, this is the part that ends up in the shade at the other part of the day. So
It's a good place for us
And
old men. Let's
us
be
old
honest.
men at the end of the day.
Good call.
And I
Good
believe
call.
Gage actually was the one that mentioned the wedge.
Yep.
And the reason for that, which makes a lot of sense, is coming around the half pipe here on the bottom side of the picture that you're seeing now. If we move that slappy curb, all the way to the edge of the half pipe the other way and make it longer, you're not going to be able to make that turn and really do much on it. You're not going to have any speed.
Yep.
So I'm glad Gage brought that up.
Yep.
Just yesterday, right?
Yeah,
So
he was there with me yesterday. Really, he's the one that's figured out, okay, it needs to be here for this reason, this, and like with the ledges and everything over there. So yeah, he's working with the metal company that's been helping Liberty, and hopefully we'll be able to make it get those done. But then we've had other like if they're too busy or it's just not something they can do, there are other metal companies that I've talked to that are willing to help. So we will still be able to get this done.
Nice.
But yeah, so this is what the park's going to look like.
And it's pretty cool too, because in theory, again, we should get all the concrete obstacles done in the next month-ish,
Yes.
give or take. And then on the 10th is when those ramps are showing up. So in theory, this park should be done in 6 weeks.
Which
give or
is
take.
wild. I mean,
That's
if you
crazy.
if you think about how,
I love it.
how
I
some-
mean, we just got the money, in July or something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
crazy. It's
I
like a 4 month turnaround time to a completed park.
they just told
You actually only just got the money an hour ago.
Well, right.
the big fake money.
Well, that was the funny thing too, because it's just interesting to do. Like, obviously the check ceremony was great and we loved it, but it was interesting to tell people like, oh yeah, we already got the money and spent it all already. Like, not all of it,
Love it.
but yeah, a lot of it, because we paid for the ramps. They're coming. It's already locked in, and yeah. But because of BJ's persistence, usually in normal circumstances, we wouldn't be able to get these ramps until February, March, April time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
since he's been bugging them for a year, they were like, all right, dude,
yeah.
we get it. Here's your ramps.
Let's
it's been
go.
great. We've been like, because I've been
They've
in
been
talks,
great, though. They've been great.
I've been
obviously.
talks with Asa over at American Ram Company, and he's been the one that I've been working with. And
Yeah.
he's like, hey, here's some more information. Try to go to some people with this or do this.
Yeah.
And so we've been working together, and he checked in with me. every other week, and I'm like, yeah, nothing's going on now, and something. And then I called him. I'm like, dude, we've got potential here. And I'm like, if I can get them to give me the money, and he's like, if you can get it by this time, we might be able to squeeze you in this year still. And I'm like,
oh wow,
I'm gonna do it.
Well, that's the thing too that people don't realize is we have to do all this legwork before we go to the companies.
Oh yeah,
because we have to talk to Asa to know the price of it.
Yep.
And all this kind of stuff, what it's going to entail, and get renderings and stuff so that we can go to a business and say, we have a plan.
Yeah.
This is how much it is. This is when we can do it, but we just need your help. We can't just show up and be like, we kind of want a skate park. You want to give us money? And they'll be like, well, no. Like,
I don't think people realize how much time and effort you guys put into all those things. Because I mean, it's just so
It's not even
you immediately hear
close.
the complaining and everything. I'm like, why didn't they do this? Why couldn't? I'm like, do y'all realize like the legwork you guys have done? Like, nothing bad has come out of my mouth towards you guys. Just what you guys know. Like,
I appreciate that.
It's amazing how hard you guys work. You guys have done a ton.
We officially now both have 2 40-hour-a-week jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't stop. Like, and to be honest with you, I actually turned down a promotion at my job because they were like, are you ready to be promoted? And I said, no, I'm going to sit here because I can do my nonprofit stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
Right.
And like it's just, this is the most important thing, obviously, other than Harper and family and like all that.
Sure.
But like, this is the most important thing in my life right now. And I assume the same for BJ. And it's like,
we work for this. We do.
It's, you know,
we're passionate.
You can tell.
We've never taken a dime. Occasionally, we've gotten a lunch after like a 9-hour
Well, that's the
workday.
thing.
Like,
That's
I apologize.
how. Well, no. That's how it works. It's like because I've been able to like Trav comes and helps a lot, and I'm like, I take him to Chipotle. I'm like, thanks for helping. I'm gonna buy you Chipotle. He's like, you're gonna buy me Chipotle?
Right.
I'm like, get whatever you want. He's like, Can I have guac? I'm like, yes, get guac,
Right,
dude.
right.
You're working for me today.
So if you want
this is
to
the least I can
count
do.
meals, maybe there's been a couple bucks, but like,
But that's still we're working for the nonprofit.
Yeah, I mean,
They're feeding us
under-
for doing the work.
Yeah.
under probably $100 total in the last year, you know, like, but yeah, it's all passion and, you know, I mean, I would give up everything else to continue doing this. So
we love doing it. We want to find time to be able to do more of the podcast, and we'd love to be out there skating more. It's just like we talk about it all the time. It's just really hard because our kids don't skate.
Yeah.
And don't really have much of a passion.
Harper claims that she loves skating and then skates for 5 minutes and then wants to go. And I'm like, sorry guys, like I can't just stay and tell her to deal with it. Like I'm just not that type of parent.
No, because then
like,
that's also going to put an even worse taste for skateboarding in her mouth.
Yeah.
She right now she loves skateboarding, and I actually this morning I was dropping her off at school, and I said, actually today's a big day for Dad. Like I might be on the news tonight or whatever. And she goes, "Am I going to be on the news?" And I was like, "I don't think so, not this time." And she goes, "But I skateboard." And I was like, "I love you, baby."
Yeah, I love that. I love it. I can't get Jackson's not 100% down with it all all he loves it. He likes the idea of it. He enjoys it, but he's not dad loving it with it yet. But he's so excited though when you guys like drop the Attack the Spot like vids. And he's like, I was like, buddy, you're in the video. I made the video. Dude, he thinks if you're on YouTube, man, you're like...
You're famous.
We
You're
do that on
famous,
purpose,
man.
though. Like, to be honest with you, like, we put in the kids on purpose.
Yeah.
And we
Good.
put this clip in, like, because we know it'll get them hyped and potentially might change their vision and want to do it more. Like, it's all
We're
the little
hungry
things
for
that
the same
matter.
thing. That's that's the reality. So, and you guys do a great job of it. So.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And we're going to keep pushing forward. It's
we
we're
hear
not going
all
to get
the
park.
negativity.
Yeah,
but
we're not going to get the parks that people want. They want $5 million parks, and it's like, well, that's not going to happen. And then they get mad at the city. They're like, why isn't the city paying for this? I'm like, because they're broke.
right.
You know? Well, I mean, that's, I made a video a while back on Facebook. I'm sure people saw it. I think I even tagged you guys in there, Skate Mansfield in it. I went to a skate park in Southern Ohio, and I was like, it wasn't the best park in the world, but it was a decent park. But then all of a sudden, they bought ramps, or somebody bought ramps, placed them right in the middle. They didn't talk to a skater. They didn't talk to anybody about where these should go. I'm like, this is, like, it went from being an skate park to skate to almost an unskateable skate park now. Like, it's not, they put all these extra stuff in. I'm like, this isn't even skatable.
Well,
like, and any kid trying to learn,
Forget
That's
about it.
kinda-
You're not going to learn anything. You should have left it the way it was and more mellow, and let these kids, because I mean it was already built in such a way like it. You know how you get the big metal obstacle in the center that's got the huge, really way too tall wedge that goes flat for about 5 feet with a square rail, right? And then goes at an angle, steep
That's
angle
straight down,
That's
yeah.
like 4 stairs.
Remember where you were?
And it's in Jackson County, Jackson, Ohio. Which I don't want to be, I don't know the story behind it, so I don't want to be that guy that's like, man, they suck. I can't. But I mean, they were somebody invested into their park,
Right.
And I guess my whole point is skaters, like, we need the people investing into it. And I think it's great somebody put money into that park, but at the same time, man, you have to talk to actual skaters.
Well, that's
like let
yeah.
them, because they're going to tell you don't need pros from everywhere else, and you just need someone to say, hey man, this is what we need, this is what will work.
That's Nick.
And it's like you really need that. That's Jackson, Michigan, dog.
Dang it. I said Ohio. You
But
stupid
yeah,
thing.
that's kind of I don't want to say the selling point, but that's the part that I'm leaning towards Lexington, because it's like Lexington's great. The ramps and rails are okay. They're not anything
they're okay.
bad. But I know for a fact you didn't talk to any skaters because you put it on asphalt.
Exactly.
And it's like, we appreciate that, and like that's great what you guys did.
I'm not trying to be unappreciative, but it's not gonna last.
But
long.
let's not make that mistake again,
Right.
and let us help you do it correctly the first time, or
But
redo it or whatever.
To their credit, they are. They're
absolutely.
giving us that, which is great.
Absolutely.
So they're letting us design it, and they're not poo-pooing anything that we're doing.
Which I think is really great. Yeah, I don't mean to. By no means am I coming against any parks that do that. I think it's great that I think the initiative and the idea was great.
Right.
But I think at the same time, man, if I can get that through anybody out there, talk to some skaters, talk to some locals, because though they may have opinions, and let's face it, skaters can be some of the most
Opinionated.
I'm going to be nice about it, but very opinionated, very mouthy about things when it comes like, hey, but they know it. But if you take it to them and you talk to them like, guys, this is what we got going on. And that's what you guys, at least you guys know skating. You talk with the skaters. That's why I said I was so sad not to see Cam. Shout out Cam at the skate park today, because I know how much he's invested in that.
How interested he wants us. I just he finally hit me back. He said, yeah, man, sorry I wasn't able to be there. My boss is throwing a fit because I've been putting skateboarding before my work.
Hey, that's fine with me,
See,
dude.
I get it. I know, and I get
No,
it,
but
man. That's why I know. That's why I was like, Cam, we love you, dog. We love you. We love what you're
Love you
doing for
so much.
But
skateboarding, man.
even to that point though, like even
Especially
though
in Shelby.
Man,
even though we do know skating and all this kind of stuff, we made a point to even bring Cam in about Shelby.
Yes, I know.
Because
That's
it's
why I
like,
love
this
that.
is your park. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to be out here every day. Like, Cam will probably be out here most days. Like, we want to make sure it's right for him and Sam and whoever else. Like, so we didn't want to make the park that we wanted. We wanted to make the park that Cam and the local skaters.
Yeah, what are the locals going to skate? And so I said that's what. So I remember, I think it was Ted I was talking to. He's like, "Are you local?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not local." I said, "But I've been skating this park since I was 12. Like since they built it, I've been skating it. I'm 41 today, so I've been coming out here. Now, when I was a teenager, though, man, I was out there 3 times a week during the summer.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was new, I was fresh. I was learning. It was a great park, and there's a lot of
That
people I
shotgun
know
rail,
that skate
everybody
that park.
learned
Everybody
how to grind with that shotgun
Yes.
rail.
No,
100%.
everybody said that, like, hey, you're not
100%.
getting rid of that, right? I'm like, no. Well, I learned 50-50s on there. I'm like, I know.
I learned how to hippie jump on that
Yes.
rail.
Yeah.
But
Same.
that was the
Which
thing.
is
though.
crazy
We only had
because-
wheels,
yeah.
but we only had wheels this big back
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
In the 90s, we had the really itty bitty
Skating.
wheels, dog.
Skating 7.5.
Yes, and if a rock hit you, dude, a piece of dust hit you, you were
worst.
toast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
the idea is that. So the other one, show me this. So the idea is also, I always tell people, I'm like, when I'm thinking of like, oh, if we're going to put stuff in here, my thought is progression. How can somebody who's never skated, what can they do here?
Yes.
Well, cool. They can roll down this bank and roll in. It's mellow. They can feel that. This little part, they can learn to roll over these very small things on the pyramid. This quarter pipe, we're making it so that you could learn to drop in on this quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Boom, you know how to ride this and roll down this and do this. Cool. There's this quarter pipe here. We'll teach you to drop in on that. There's
Now, is that
room for progression.
That's a quarter pipe on that side. Is that a wedge on the right side?
On this side, yes.
That's more
this
of
is
a
a
wedge.
bank. Yeah.
So having
Bank.
that bank on there, man, that's going to be great for kids not having hit a quarter, not knowing that transition yet. The first learn transition on that, then move over. There's tons of progression here.
Yeah. So there's
And a lot for us old school guys too that are like myself. I am low impact nowadays, dog, and I'm okay
Give
with
me
that.
transition.
100%.
I
I
just
miss
cruise.
it, but I'm good.
I just cruise at this point.
That's what I'm
like-
saying. I like to cruise and I like to keep things low and just have fun, man. Like
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited. And again, I mean, I know we've said it a million times, but we honestly can't say it enough. Thank you to ArcelorMittal
Yes.
for doing all this.
Shout out.
And thank you to everybody that came out and supported today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that can't, we know that you wanted to, you were there in spirit, but I know a lot of people have school and kids and or
Yeah, man, we get
whatever, work, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
totally understand it. But thank you guys, because honestly, without
Peace and love. Peace and love,
without
peace
the
and love.
community that we've built, you know, I don't know if we would have gotten this far, just us two. Like, it's us two, but it's also the community showing up at the events and the city council meetings sometimes and things like that. Like, it's not just us doing it. Like, everybody
No, man.
has an impact. For
Yeah.
sure.
And I mean, our board is amazing as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, we wouldn't have the nonprofit without Caleb.
We would have spiraled at this point, like,
for sure, without
because,
any of them.
again, just the way that me and him work is we're just go, go, go.
Yeah.
And the board on probably, I don't think they said it on our last meeting because we finally got it in check, but like the 3 or 4 before that, they were like, hey guys, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but I want to do this and this and this. And they're like,
but
sure, but calm down.
Right.
It's like, no, I want to do it now.
we're just
I hate you.
Like, I just, the way my brain works is BJ goes, hey, we need to figure out something for this. And somehow my brain's like, what about this? And it's just like paragraphs. And he goes, cool, we're doing it. And I'm like, dude, I didn't think that through. Like, I just said something. And he's like, it works for me. And I'm like, I don't.
It's lit.
Yeah. But
Love
like,
it.
it's just how we work. And it's so great to have the board. Like, they've definitely helped us a lot. Because I feel like we would have been we're already pulled into a million different directions.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been 5 million and we would have just dug ourselves into the ground.
Yep, we would have
So-
spiraled real quick and
Yeah.
got burnt out, and because there were parts of it where
Yeah.
we've been involved in doing the things, and we're just like, we love this, but it's just like, ugh, I'm
It's
tired.
so much.
Right.
And like,
Tired.
Well, that's the
just to-
difference too with dreaming. When you guys start
Yeah.
the dreaming, it's great. It's good to have people that rein you in a little bit.
Yeah.
But just dream it. Keep
Well, like-
dreaming and then want it. But sometimes it's hard. Like, oh man, am I going to get that? I'm tired. Am I going to continue? But you guys have continued, and it's been awesome to
well,
watch.
it's, I mean, behind the scenes, to kind of open the door a little bit, like, shout out to Jacob, which is the guy that I gave a board to the other day.
yeah.
And I was just telling him about stuff. And like, full disclosure, there's been parts where, we've been overwhelmed and BJ has called me and like, man, like, there's this and this and this and there's so much. And like, I just remember a specific conversation where I was like, hey man, the reason it feels like so much right now is because every single door is opening for us right now. And there's this door and this one and this one and this one and this one.
You can either like complain or you can skate.
And there's so many opportunities, but I'm like, now we just have to focus on which doors we're taking and in which order. And it's like, so for a while, like, especially around the winter sessions this last year, it was like, bro, there is so much. And it's like, we just need to focus. But there's just so much going on. I don't know.
Can I say can I say thank you for winter sessions? Like, let me just say that to you guys. Like, winter sessions it's so good, man. Just to keep rolling during the winter and something that me and my son can do on those cold, nasty days. Man, we look forward to it. My son looks forward to winter sessions. So
great.
Thanks for the work you guys put in. Like I said, I know it sounds like I'm just like trying to like stroke your ego a little more. Just thanks, guys, but you guys really do a ton, and I mean that. Like I love what's going on.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean,
But like we, and we probably should say it now too, just for anybody that hasn't tuned in to the last time we talked about winter sessions. We usually do them in February, and the reason for that is because the holidays, obviously at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, we need a little break, to be honest with you.
100%.
And then
you deserve that.
We usually start in February, and we do it for roughly 6, 8, 10 weeks, give or take, whatever we can work out with the church. And that takes us to April, which is about when you can start getting outside.
Yeah, as long as it's dry out, you can skate by that point.
Yeah, people hear winter sessions, and they're thinking November, December.
Right,
and it's
no.
bro, we still got 3 months.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that.
Excuse me.
We need time. We need just a little bit of time to
And I don't know what we're gonna do this year because we've talked about it. And,
we're gonna have more volunteers this year. I think because it has grown.
We
It's
might have
grown
to
a lot.
cap it. We might have to cap it at a certain amount of people.
We're
per
gonna
night.
try not to do that. The main thing I think we're gonna try to do is to just not run it with me, you, and my mom.
You're right.
We're going to try to, I'm going to need some dedicated volunteers. I mean, we may be able to compensate some people for dedicating
we'll figure it
time,
out.
but we're going to have actual people who aren't just skating or just like, I'll volunteer. And then they just go skate. I'm like, well, that's not volunteering.
Right.
I need people who are there, who can help Yeah,
right.
And that's it. And it's like there's legal stuff we have to worry about. Like for the Attack the Spot event, we had permits to buy and like fees to pay, and
we're learning.
we had to go through the mayor, and like there's just way more than being like, hey, let's just put some cones up and skate the street. It's like we have to do things legally now, and like in a legal manner, and it's just. There's so much going on.
Yeah, and it's
skate or die mentality is not going to work in these situations.
And that's tough.
No.
I think that's where the for lack of a better term, that's where like the crossroads is.
Yeah.
Is to where we've explained this multiple times. Like I'm way more of a degenerate than he is. But like, but I understand, and obviously he does too. But I understand the skate or die mentality. Mm-hmm. But it's like again, like. They could take away the whole nonprofit from us if we do a certain thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, like we just can't risk it. And
you don't
so,
throw the baby out with the bathwater on this one. You have to do it the right way.
Right.
And as much, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still that mentality in us as skaters to still
and
just like go all the way. But
we've had debates back and forth because I'm like, no, man, we need to do it this way. And he's like, we can't, dude.
Right.
Like, I'm like, but it's the culture. And he's like, but there's still another culture. And I'm like,
There's a lot of different cultures in skating. There really are. Mm-hmm. You have to find the balance, and that's the hard part.
I think that is somewhere that we kind of thrive is because, to be honest with you, me and BJ are very different people. Like just
what?
All like there's a lot of things that he's never listened to that whole song. I can tell you that
I
right
have.
now. No,
I love the video.
I'm just kidding. But
I like the video. It's cool.
But like name 3 Kendrick albums right now.
I don't know any of them.
Exactly. But like
I know that song though.
Yeah. But like we are very different people, but we're very good at debating in a healthy way and coming to a resolution that suits both of us as best as we can.
And it's also, I think we're also quick to humble ourselves in certain situations as well. There's been times where we've talked and I just like, as soon as I leave the conversation, I'm like, I'd text him. I'd be like, I think I came off too strong and I apologize. I'm sorry. I love you.
I'm like,
dude.
no,
Sorry
bro,
about that.
love you. Like, this is what it's about. Like,
and it's always we're able to have that type of communication that just it's healthy that just keeps things. This will never divide.
Yeah,
because we're rational enough. To come together and be like, well,
we've had some pretty good debates, but like again, like the second that we walk away, it's like, hey man, I love you. I love you too. Talk to you tomorrow. Like, you know, like it is, you know, we don't.
You guys actually handle it like adults? What?
Yeah.
It's crazy,
what?
dude. Like,
weird.
What?
I don't know.
Believe that.
I always wanted to be an adult when I grow up, and I'm like, I think I might be there, dude.
We're like, what really, is really, really close.
I'm an old man.
That's totally.
I'm an old man.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
For days.
Facts.
But yeah, so it's moving, it's happening, and I mean within another 6 weeks we could have not a new skate park, but a refurbished, updated, happy skate park.
Dude, but to a lot of us, man, it would be new again.
Exactly.
It would be new again, even though it's not. Because, dude, look at it right now, man. It's sad.
And that's the
Getting
big
out there today and seeing all the wood ripped off and just.
Yeah.
And we are
kids
going to
that-
try to replace all that
Yes,
too.
that's going to get
Right.
fixed as well. And there's cameras out there now, which hopefully
Yeah.
they'll be able to hold some people accountable if they do something dumb.
The idea for the resurfacing, I think we're going to try to do metal if we can.
If we can, I can't.
That's a lot
guarantee
more.
gonna
That's a lot more to ask for. But we'll at least reside stuff with good wood and
Yep.
maybe paint it or whatever. We got
Yeah.
the color code for
Yep.
the Shelby colors.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's why the rendering has red all over it and things
Yeah.
like that. And
Yeah, it should.
redo
I
the
mean,
benches and paint them. And yeah, we're gonna
it's that
do.
for community.
We're gonna do all
That's
that.
kind of the idea.
Whip its pride, man. Whip it pride.
That's the other thing is like the ramps that are coming are a specific color because they're like, oh, we have tested that this like will not deteriorate very fast and it doesn't absorb as much heat, so it's not as hot to fall on and
Sure.
blah blah blah. So we can't change that color, but there's no reason on the sides of it we couldn't have an artist come out and paint a whippet on
Yeah.
there or something. like that.
Absolutely.
There's-
There used to be, if I'm not mistaken,
I think there
on
was.
the original two
on the
quarter
half
pipe.
pipe.
Yes,
I
on
thought
one
it
of
was
the
on the
two.
Yeah, I
half
think
pipe too.
there may have been one
It
on the
may
half
have been
pipe
on there too, but
I
it
can't
was-
remember.
it-
I always thought a perfect spot for something like a mural or something like that would be on the wall right on the back of that. I'm like, man, someone needs to do something nice.
We've
there,
talked about
but-
that too.
Yes,
Yeah, like having
'cause-
other artists come out.
Yeah,
and do
like
things.
Luke
Yeah.
Beekman and his whole murals. Team
Luke's the
for-
goat.
is
Shout out.
The goat. We
By
love
the
him.
way, we need a goat sound. A bah, like a goat
yeah,
sound.
that's a good one. Let me put that on my
Yeah,
list.
we need a goat sound
I need to get
because
the
we can do
screaming
that
goat.
for everybody we shout out
Yes.
because they're all
So-
goats.
Yes.
But shout out to Luke.
He really
did we
is.
even talk about that? I don't
we didn't
think we
talk
got
about Mansfield Music Fest yet.
So, we're going off topic here, but just a real quick thing. Like, we did a 50-50 raffle at Mansfield Music Fest.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know what 50-50 is, it's basically, say we sell $200 worth of raffle tickets. We keep 100 of it, and whoever wins gets the other half. 50-50, right? So we raised however much money, and at the end of the day, we drew, and Luke ended up winning.
Yep.
And he goes, you know what I'm going to do with this? We said, what? And he gave it right back to us.
Heck yeah.
And like,
Dude,
it's like,
he is
dude,
the goat.
and it wasn't that much money, but like, it was just,
They not like us. They not like us.
and it was just honestly very cool to see because like, obviously that's extremely generous and we would have never expected that.
No.
But the part that I liked the most is when he did that, we said, thank you, we love you, like all this kind of stuff. He started to walk away. We had a crowd there for the drawing.
Yeah.
Everybody came up to him and gave him a handshake or a hug, said, man, that was awesome what you did. And
That's
like,
great.
it was just cool to see him get praised from everybody for being so generous as he was walking
He
away
was
too.
awesome.
Like
Anyway,
it was
peace
just
of love, peace of love.
yeah, I just love Luke. I don't know if
He's
he
the
knows
best.
this. We met like in 2010, just through a mutual friend. But yeah, I've known Luke for a long time. He's such a good dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of our Mansfield Music Fest thing. We didn't do a
there's-
ton there because we ended up with rain and stuff too. But it was cool to see some bands, and we got our name out there quite a bit. We got
Yeah.
some more follows. We got it was some good interactions
for sure.
I think so,
For sure.
and it was fun because we got to be right next to the Brass House tent. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to cut it up with them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just tried to make it as fun as we could. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of the main update that we had. And it's just we're chugging along. Things are happening, but the other part of it is like some of the other things that some of the irons we had in the fire, we're just kind of leaving them there right
Yeah.
now because we need to finish Shelby.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, like I was telling people the other day, like it's crazy to think that as of basically July or June, we had the next 8 months planned out.
Yeah.
Like we have everything planned out until after the winter sessions. And it's like we're going to do other stuff in the meantime in the middle of there, but we have projects and certain things to do up until April of next year. So it's like
Wild.
It's like yeah, like I don't know. There's just so much going on. But I wanted to actually circle back to you, Justin.
Oh,
what,
no.
What do you want to see Skate Ohio do in 2025?
Ooh, good call.
Dang.
I mean, I know that's a loaded question to
It
just
is.
kind of
It is.
spur on you, but
So I know we're not done yet. At least I don't think we're done with it yet. And I know you guys didn't bring it up yet, but Attack the Spot. For sure, want to see that in 2025 again.
Yeah.
I love it. Love
was
Attack
fun.
the 20. I love Attack the Spot.
that's
It's
one of
been an absolute
the
blast.
fire pit things he's talking about because we were going to do a third one.
Yep.
But then
Right.
this Shelby stuff came around, and we're like,
Gotcha.
we got to
We
get this
can't
done.
do both.
Yeah.
You can only do so
just
much.
can't.
You guys, yeah. No, I get that. So I would say 2025, that for sure. Another thing I would love to see again, I know that you guys technically didn't put it on, but I would love to see even our side of it do it, is to have another kids skate day out at Liberty DIY.
Yeah.
I want to see
That was a good day.
because I can't remember how all that went or who all was in charge or what was going on.
That
with
was all
but-
them. Yeah. Brass
but
House
man,
and Liberty. And
I would love to see
Amanda.
that again.
Yep. Yep.
They did a great
They're
job.
phenomenal.
And so I love that. I just happened to just jump in and said, yeah, I'll help. And then I ended up getting right in the mix of it. But
Yeah.
I've run into parents from that. They're like, man, thanks for working with my kid. And they are like, it was great. And I'm getting messages saying, man, not just towards me, I mean, to the group, like, man, my kid won't stop skating. They love it now. And I'm like, that is to me.
That's great.
So that there. So, I mean, when it comes to that, yeah, I mean, I'm not actually looking at anything brand new out of you guys. I want to say that. So like, don't put any more, irons in the fire, but Attack the Spot was amazing. I'd like to see more of that earlier in the year, maybe.
There's some news with Mansfield. I had some meetings with the higher ups in Mansfield.
Love it.
About a spot that we can potentially have for another park.
Let's go.
As a test spot for our dream of multiple micro parks.
Have we even talked about that on here? Or
Dude,
I don't
micro
remember if
parks
we
are
talked
so
about
cool.
Yeah.
They are so cool.
have you heard about the micro parks plan that we have?
I have not heard about you guys'
It's a
plan
loose
for it.
plan. It's a loose plan.
It's very
but-
loose, but it's. I approached Jody and Louis Andre and Mark Abrams, and I told them, I'm like, here's my thought. I would like we have
Mansfield mayor, Parks director, like all. Yeah, that's for people that don't know.
Public
Gotcha.
Works director and Parks director.
Yeah.
But the problem we were seeing with some of our events is some of the kids, even just on the other side of Mansfield, can't get to this side of Mansfield.
Right.
Transportation is a big problem.
Yeah.
So I'm like, instead of us working to get a big skate, like they think we want this giant skate park. We don't. Everybody just needs access to one.
Yeah.
So I told him, I'm like, I would love to see a park that is either 10,000 or less or 5,000 or less in every park system we have. North Lake Park, Maple Lake Park, South Park. All the parks have something so that we could the idea is to have a very unique skatable feature in each park.
Yeah.
A rainbow rail, a mini ramp, a half pipe.
So that the skaters who can travel are like, I want to go hit that rainbow rail today. Who wants to go?
Right.
So that they're going to these other spots as well. Because nothing brings out skaters more than something unique to skate.
Dude, if you give them a flat spot with a curb and a wedge and a small rail, dude,
Well, the nice
all day
thing, too,
long,
is-
I mean,
with American Ramp Company, like there would be a lot of stuff that we would just build out of concrete or whatever.
Yeah.
But with American Ramp Company, like that half skateboard feature,
Yeah.
they have, I mean, 2
Crazy
dozen
rails.
of those, like different things that are really affordable. That for under under 10K, we could get one of those crazy features and have enough concrete to build, some boxes, some quarters, some wedges, like whatever, like, and just make a nice little tiny micro park at every park.
well, you see what Liberty DIY is doing, but if you look at before Liberty DIY,
You might
go
just
back
want to go to
the
their
sla-
website, BJ. Sorry.
Right. You go back. Oh, you're all good, man. You go back to the slab. That was one of the most fun little parks. Now, granted, that was definitely a more technical park for any skaters that know how to skate, but you could size that down.
Yeah.
And that would be something like you said in that price range.
Yeah.
You could do that easily.
Right.
Easily. I say easily. You still got to have the fun.
Well,
I get that.
that's-
But I love that idea, guys. I love it.
I think it'd be under skate parks, but then pro ops.
Yeah, it's their
Yeah.
stuff. Let's.
So like, look at all these things that we could just purchase from them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and obviously
a
a
truck
few of
rail
these things that
video.
we can get made locally by people and just kind of use this as somewhat inspiration.
Holy
But-
buckets! That was loud. Sorry. Pro
yeah,
Ops
like-
signature ramps.
Just like stuff like this, like
Yeah, that
simple
truck
things.
is sick.
Simple things, and they're all really affordable, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
with what they are.
Yeah, they sent us the price list and everything. So
Yeah, that's skatable. And you can hit that from the that's
and
nice.
Look
I
at
like
those
that.
boxes in the background and things like that. Like,
Yeah, I like that idea. Just having one, like,
Yeah.
standout obstacle per one that would be similar that also ties the community together.
Yes.
And like I think that's a cool that pyramid wedge box looks
Right.
sick.
Right. That's what a lot of people have
That
been
dozer?
saying.
Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it. Yeah.
But yeah,
And
like and again, this is
that's
just that's so
dude,
versatile.
if you put that, like
Yeah.
imagine you're walking down I'm just throwing out my ideas because I'm a nobody, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you're walking down Mansfield just on the sidewalks, right? Where's that? Where was that school in downtown Mansfield that they tore down? That now it's just one big empty lot over by was it Millennial?
the
they
hedges,
just
or
talked
was
about
it-
that. Yeah. I
But like,
forget.
so they put in that nice sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, you just have like a little jut off to the side,
Right.
and you have like a little, I don't know, 10-foot wide. I don't know how long, but you throw
But
a
even
couple
look
of
at that
these
other-
obstacles in that right there, and just having that, and a group of kids, skaters would stop and skate that for hours.
Yep.
Yeah. And look at
Just
that
that one
obstacle in the
obstacle.
background too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
something like that.
Yes.
Like,
There's just a lot
bench
of
is
these
sick.
things. They
yeah,
are
and
cool.
like, there's a lot of
this
cool
planner
things.
they have everywhere. I don't like skating this planner. They have that.
I
at
don't like the planner.
Orville. I don't. They have it at Orville
They
and
have
they
it
have it
at
at
Barberton.
Yep.
And I don't like it either. It's to me, it seems like a good way to just die that you don't need it. Like
Yeah.
planners are fun if you know, like, hey, that planner was put that there for a reason.
that.
That couch is sick.
Yeah. But like that's the thing, like this is another opportunity too for a company. I mean, ArcelorMittal just dropped $50K for us. We need 5. If another company says, "Hey, we need a park at Maple Lake and we got
Yes.
$5,000, $8,000, $10,000 for you." This is now the
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was sick.
yeah. This is now the, Ace Hardware micro park or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
That'd
and
be amazing.
That's what we're trying to do. Is to like it at that price range. It's easier to get a lot of these companies to come on board.
right.
Like somebody's not everybody is going to volunteer $50,000.
The coffin is sick.
$70,000.
Yeah.
That one's.
The-
cool. I love the DIY.
The
stuff.
hourglass, the coaster. I mean, all that stuff.
These
is
are
fun.
all the coaster's wild too.
It's super long.
But I guess we could
That's
show
what
the
I'm
one
saying.
that we
You
hold
put
on. Let
those
me,
in,
let me
dude. That's
go
just
back.
an Andy
So
Anderson.
this is the thing
Yeah.
that we got.
playground right there.
Right.
This is the one that's coming to Shelby, Ohio.
Love it. It is fun to skate too. The one at
thought it was,
Barberton
yeah.
was fun to skate. I enjoyed that. I love how it looks like it's snapped and it's
Yep.
just laying there.
Right.
That they did a really good job with that.
Look at that thing.
Yes.
It's just a wild, a weird bank
Yeah.
obstacle. I want to see what people are gonna do on this thing. It's gonna
Right.
get wild.
But yeah, I mean, when I'm watching these videos, I'm looking at the feature, but I'm also looking at all the features in the background
Yeah.
too. At all the options we have. And like,
yeah.
I don't want to quote these things like off the top of my head, but a couple grand.
Trey flips on that.
A couple grand for these.
Yeah.
Like, it's not expensive. And we could,
Shut up. That was,
That was
sick.
dope.
even if we had 5 micro parks and a company wanted to donate $10K to get an obstacle at each one,
Yeah.
I mean, that'd probably be plenty, most likely. Depending on what it is. I'm
And
sure.
you gotta pour into the community if you want to be a part of the community.
Well,
that's the
that's-
reality.
yeah.
I mean, and it's not that you got to be just as much money as you possibly can, man, but you do it. And I understand that skateboarding may not be for every single person out there. They don't understand it. Maybe they have had a bad taste in their mouth because of skaters in the past, which sucks. I hate that
Yeah.
mentality. But also, man, that I've been screaming from the rooftops for a while, man. It's changing. It's changing. Culture is changing. It's not the same. Yes, you will get some. There will always be a different sides of it, man. But it is becoming so much more positive. I can't remember if we talked about it on the pod already, if we were talking about it before, but you talked about the friend that had then, you did talk about it where you got a skateboard for the kid, and then the mom wants to start skating at 40,
Right.
man. And I'm like, she's never skated before, but now
Nope.
she wants to. Like,
Yep.
dude, and getting girls into skating. Let's talk about how amazing
I was
that
going to
is.
say,
yes.
it's
Let's
attractive.
go.
It's attractive.
Let's do
no,
that.
but it's just it's the reasoning for me. It's
Yes.
It's not because that's an attractive thing to do. It's
no, I see what you're saying. I thought that's not the way I took it
Yeah.
at first, but okay.
but like
These
yeah,
are things
it's-
that can be put in for sure.
yeah, very easily.
With ease.
I mean,
with ease.
They're just wild, and they're
That couch is
surprisingly-
officially my favorite. I'm in
Well,
love
we'll
with
have
that
to
couch.
we'll have to get one. It'll be the Judd Park.
Let's do
we'll
it.
put that in.
Let's do it with
got
my lack
5K,
of
we got
no
it.
money that I can't give you. But
That's the other problem.
I will
Skaters
be-
are always
Does
broke.
that say
I know.
Judd? Go back to that.
I think it says Dan
That's like
McFarland, doesn't it?
no,
Oh, it does
Judd.
say Judd.
Judd designed that.
Mine's with 2 Ds though.
Well, I know.
So,
I know.
Womp womp.
I know.
But yeah, this thing's wild looking too.
It's kind
It's
of like a
fun.
spine
I love
almost
that.
too. Yeah.
That right there is sick though. Just a wall ride up that. That's
That's
Well,
wild,
and the
dude.
cool thing about these
That was
is
cool.
what it's gonna do is it's
oh
gonna
yeah. Shut up.
it's
He
gonna
nollied that too.
Yeah, he did.
That was sick.
it's gonna breed creativity for your skating.
Oh,
It's not just a kicker. It's
100%.
not just a flat bar, which obviously we all love those too. Yeah. I don't
Dark
know.
slide just on the side of it. What?
But yeah, it's gonna make you be creative and try
Yeah.
new things like this. Like
There you go.
Yeah.
what? Who thought of that 10 minutes ago? Like, what
I like
the
that they
heck?
put a piece of metal on it so we could ramp up on it.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
cool to because we could even create a piece that could be movable for that thing to slide it, so you could just roll up it. That's
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest with you too, talking to Mansfield as well. Again, I'm just throwing crappy ideas out there, take them or leave them. But I mean, let's get we've got some local metal shops around here
Oh, yeah.
that are talented. That we could be like, hey, we got this idea.
Yep.
What could you guys do for us? What do we got an idea? We'll slap your name on it. Let's
Yep.
get creative. Let's get artistic with it, and let's build something for Mansfield and Mansfield skaters. I mean, because
yeah.
not that these guys aren't amazing and they're doing amazing
right.
things. So I think you got to these skaters have come out there and done great things with that. But we got so much local talent.
Well, that's the
do.
cool
Mansfield
thing
is
too.
so much local talent, and I
Yeah.
mean, to get that name out there and to the surrounding areas and think, man, I just love it.
That's
love
the
it.
cool thing too about Liberty is I believe it's the Blue Rails. It could be I think it's the Blue Rails. Were just made by Dylan Vasquez, I believe is his last name. I could be
okay.
wrong. But I don't know if he's affiliated with a company in the sense of these. I think he does it for a living, but he just made Liberty Rails. Like they just asked him and he's like, yeah, cool, here you go. And made, I believe, the 2 Blue Rails there.
Yeah.
And then
And those are nice.
yeah, and then what is it? Likes Metalwork is the ones that
that what it's
did
called?
the frames for the manual pad and the
Yes.
Wedges.
Yes.
the wedges and stuff like that. And both of them are local as well. So yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of we would. I mean, probably rather do local.
we would
stuff.
rather,
yeah,
for sure.
But-
But we want to keep it as local as we can for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But in the interest of time, if they're like, you get this, and it'd be like, well, I would just call American Ramp because again, those have a warranty and stuff. I'd just be like, get this
Yeah.
here. How
Sure.
fast can you get this one
Right.
thing here?
Sure.
Right.
But
And
I'm saying like we talk about, hey, we don't have money, but what I
Yeah.
do have is I have some
Sure.
material that I could donate. And
Yeah.
I got some welders who were saying, hey, I would willing to take some time on my own and
Right.
weld these up for you. I mean, again, that's easier said than done. I
Yeah.
mean, but when you do that, you're really throwing out there saying, hey, I don't got the money. I don't got $5,000 to drop in a part,
Yeah.
but hey, I've got 15 hours available for you and my skill.
You know what I want
Right?
to do? Again, this is just an example of how my brain works. So we just have like a consistent bat signal out to anybody that wants
Let's
to help.
go.
And I just thought that I'm going to make a picture with the bat signal with our logo in it and just say, anybody that's willing to help us out, like it's an open invitation. Like if you want to make something or help us with something, we can either give you a design that we're looking for, or if you have ideas, definitely send it our way and things like that. Like it's always open to collaborate with anybody.
We'll
And
listen. It may
Yeah.
not work out, but we're gonna listen.
And we'll always put your name on it or your
Yep.
business name or whatever it is. Like we're not here. Again, we've said this a million times. We're not here for credit. We don't care
Right.
about
No.
getting any type
No,
of
no, no.
credit. If
That's
somebody
not how it
helps us, it's Dylan that made these. It's not Skate Ohio brought them on behalf of Dylan. It's
Right.
Dylan did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's an open invitation. If anybody wants to help or has ideas or whatever, like again, just you DM us, comment, whatever, info@skateohio.com. That consider that email open for anything. whether it just be feedback or a general statement or a partnership or a donation or whatever it is.
Get 'em.
We want these emails. So
Yeah.
just let us know.
Oh, it's
I am serious.
No, I love it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know what it could be, but I mean, there's so much talent here. There's so
Yeah,
much
it really
talent. There's
is.
so much artistry, and yeah, I would love to see that, especially just the community giving back to the community. And
Yes.
I mean, again, I say this too. I'll say this to all the skaters too. Skaters, give back.
Yeah,
give
man.
back to the community that gives back to you, right? And trust me, skaters are loyal. So with Mansfield, if you're giving back, I'm telling you, these skaters will start to give back too. They notice those who notice them. So there's respect there. Just something to think about.
That's what we're trying to do. So awesome. So
Yeah.
that's our Shelby updates. It's
it.
happening. The park exists. You get to see the renderings. We'll put it out there on Facebook and stuff too here soon. But yeah, thank you. Thank you to everybody who made this happen. Thank you, ArcelorMittal. Thank you,
Yes.
John Henry's Pressure Washing. Thank you,
Yes.
Harmon Quality Concrete. Thank you.
Yep, yep.
Thank you, Liberty guys, for giving us designs and helping us out.
Yes.
Just thank you to Field 9 for giving
Yeah.
us the renderings,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
There's just so many people to thank, and anybody I've forgotten, I am sorry. You're
Thank you,
awesome.
Justin. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Justin.
I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Just
Thank you. You got to work on this volume thing, dude.
Some of them are louder than others. I
I
don't
know.
care. There it is.
But yeah, shout out to, again, WMFD, Richland
Yep.
Source,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Being
News Journal,
News Journal,
Shelby Globe,
Yes.
everybody that came out and supported us today.
Yep.
Shout out Moms.
Yeah.
She came out today, which was super cool.
Shout out Shirley Beach,
Yep.
Yeah.
Beach family.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Beach
I
family.
thought that was
for sure.
amazing too with that. I did
That whole
not
thing.
know that. The whole time
Nobody
I did
knew.
not know, man. And so
That's
I
what we were
love the
told 'em.
fact that name is going to be put up there and going to be
The
seen.
Louis
Now that-
Beach Skate Park.
And
It
it's
is
going to be
official.
Let's
it's going to
go.
be presented in
Louis
a
Beach.
big way.
Love
Shout
it.
out Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Third Life Upcycling
Yes.
going to make the sign.
Yep.
He's going to make a cool sign for us.
Yeah,
Louis
so-
Beach Skate Park is what the Shelby Park is going to be called.
It's what it's
That's what I'm
always
talking-
been
Always
called,
been
by
called,
the way.
but nobody
So-
knew
Yes,
that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know it either, man. I
Yeah.
think that's great. Like I said, I've been skating there since I was 12. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
awesome. Like I'm
Yep.
so glad, man. That put that work in. Good for him,
Yep.
man. I love it. Love
That'd
it.
be great.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you, man, for coming out.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for having me on, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Long-time
Thank you.
listener.
Thank you.
There's
Boom.
one thing left to do.
Go skate at Shelby.
Hey!
Let's go. Bam, 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 bam. I have a thing. Boom. Get out of here.
Warning you
With
with
peace and love. We have too much to do.
and love.
Peace and love. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.